Boston Bruins had an opportunity to make it 2-0. Danton Hyman pushes the puck into the offensive zone. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins just deflects it enough. Hyman can't put it into the empty net, which in theory would have salted away the game. Bruins would have been up 2-0. After that, the Oilers end up scoring a goal to tie this one up as we take one more look at the opportunity. What we think could have finished it.
Oh, what a sour note that was.
Welcome to Bruins Overtime Live, presented by BuyTheTotal.com. I'm pretending to be a host, Billy Jaffe, along with Barry Peterson.
You pretend a lot of things, my friend.
You're absolutely right. Sophia, she a little feeling under the weather right now.
There's a lot going around right now.
So we said, you know what? It's not a game time decision. It was a get off, get better, and hopefully we'll know more tomorrow.
And a tough travel for us. They didn't get in till late, as the guys were talking about late last night.
Yes, they did. So feel better, Soph, and we will try not to take this off the rails too much, but if we do, we'll have something fun to laugh about.
Oh my, they deserve better there. That was a good hockey game.
Before we get into it, let's talk about that. A good hockey game. But again, any silver lining here whatsoever?
Oh, for me, yeah. Oh no, listen, there's 3 games in 4 nights to begin with. This is the first for Edmonton. They got a 4-game road trip, so they're sitting in town waiting for you. You had a tough, obviously, battle last night against Toronto. You're playing another high-powered offense, and you allowed, at the end of regulation, you've allowed Toronto 1 goal, and you allowed Edmonton 1 goal. That, to me, is positive, considering the way they were playing coming into this weekend.
Yeah, and you played a respectful game.
Yes.
Actually, both teams
did, Billy.
For a long time. They protected the neutral zone very, very well. The Bruins did a really good job. It's not like McDavid didn't have chances.
No,
he had more chances, though, than both Hyman and Draisaitl. Like, he kind of kept those guys in check, except until late in the game. As of right now, they have given it to Zacha Hyman, which would be his 43rd goal of the season. The kid is having a phenomenal season, regardless of who gets it. This is off a lost face-off, Barry, in the D zone. I'll let you take the rest of it.
Yeah, situation here where McDavid just powers around the Bruins and takes it to the net. I believe this is Draisaitl's, and that Hyman hits it later, but we shall see. Irrelevant. The important thing is you lose a face-off. Again in your defensive zone, and all of a sudden this guy with so much speed, Billy. We talked about it beforehand, how he scares the bejesus out of us when he starts crossing over. Man, he has got so much power. But right here, he deflects it at Draisaitl, and I believe it just goes over without him touching it.
It's hard to tell from that angle. Regardless, maybe you can see a little better. Hyman, 18. Does he get it when the puck comes down?
Maybe. I don't know.
It's just really hard to tell. Regardless, they tie the game up. The Bruins, folks, were Edmonton was 60% effective in the offensive zone on draws, an area that the Bruins have down to shore up. Let's show this. Most goals allowed, 5 against 6 in the season. The Bruins now, unfortunately, take over the NHL lead with 9 with that goal. So we're tied at 1. That's under 2 minutes left in the game. The Bruins, and by the way, the Oilers seem very happy to get to overtime. Again, as you mentioned, first game on the road of a 4-gamer that takes them through the Northeast a bit. And they get into overtime. And Brick said it favors the Edmonton Oilers because you're going to play Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl. Don't forget Evan Bouchard as well, folks. He's really been excellent. You're going to play them every other shift. Yeah. You're going to get them out there. We'll show you the overtime game winner here as the Edmonton Oilers rev it up again in the offensive zone. You're going to watch as McDavid is going to make it happen.
Watch the crossovers, Billy. Look at this. The power of the speed takes it to the net, and you get Draisaitl on his offside. Oh, my.
No chance.
Yeah, no. And Ullmark was good tonight, too. Really good.
He was great. Yeah. But this is all about the acceleration. Here you go again. This is this threesome of McDavid, Draisaitl, and Bouchard. They've done beautiful things in overtime. Look at the way McDavid shimmies away from McAvoy, who had a beautiful game, I thought, as well. He saw a ton of 97. And this across seam pass, almost no chance for any goaltender. Hopefully we'll get Razor on in a minute or two to talk about it. But the quickness of the release, and Draisaitl gets it off. We hadn't heard that much from Draisaitl.
No, it was quiet. It was quiet, but Billy, as we talked,
a little funky.
Yeah, it does look like it goes off Carlos' stick a little bit there. But as we talked in pregame, crossovers with this guy in speed is unbelievable.
Star of the game brought to you by Subaru of New England, Leon Draisaitl. Look at his numbers in the last 12 games. 7 goals, 20 points, ho-hum, plus 10, 30 shots tonight, a goal and an assist.
The only thing that makes those stats look a little bit less impressive are McDavid's.
Yeah, I know.
Right? When you went through them earlier.
Coming into this game, McDavid, with 2 goals and 24 assists in his last 11. But now you add a couple in his last 12. All right, speaking of Connor McEverything, He was looking to, he wanted to rev this one up in this game, Barry. I think he was upset about losing to the Bruins last time. He wanted to make sure it didn't happen to his team 2 times.
No, Billy, and these guys are in a playoff race, too, out in the Pacific. They're trying to make some ground. They've been obviously playing much better since they made their coaching change. They got some structure, which we saw them play with tonight, but they got offensive weapons. And this guy, by far, as Razor likes to talk about goalies, the best on the planet, he is the best offensive player by far. With that acceleration, are you kidding me? Where he's going through the neutral zone. It reminds me of, as a kid, of watching the old Bobby Orr tapes, and it's no disrespect to the players that he's with. He looks like he's in a different gear.
He is.
He, right now, is in a different gear at an era where these guys can all fly.
Yeah, it's remarkable how quickly he can go from 0 to 100 out there. And the way,
look at this.
And here we go. Here's that rush. 9 crossovers or whatever, 8 crossovers coming through the neutral zone. Completely video game-like. Here's a little breakdown for you, folks. We counted them. I think he'd already taken 2 before. Here you go. There's 4, 5, 6, 7. And then he's going to come back the other way. And then little move there at the end. That's just remarkable stuff.
It is, and you can see what it does to your defenseman. You have to back in a little bit. He's got so much speed.
Yeah, and it backs you up physically, and it has to back you up mentally.
Oh, man, here he comes. Look out, man. Back up.
It has to, and you get on your heels. Yeah. And it's video game-like. We everywhere he goes, he impresses, and it's not a fluke. I mean, this guy just takes it to another level. Like that little play right there, that was a great save by Linus Ullmark on a subtle play to the middle. Here you go, another. Again, he separates from everybody like it is nothing.
Yeah, and it's not only the speed and the offensive talent, it's his strength, Billy. He's so strong. And we keep using the word, you and I, powerful, when you watch this guy play. And we talked in the pregame, wherever this guy goes, obviously it's going to be sold-out buildings with other great players in the National Hockey League over generations. But you can see why. It's just when he gets the puck, you move up a little bit more on your seat, the edge of your seat, because you know something special is about to happen.
Yeah, here's this penalty later in the game.
That was a bad call.
What do you think of this one,
I thought that was a bad call.
Yeah, I agree.
A soft call with 5 minutes left to go in a 1-0 hockey game.
Yeah, that's
no feel.
Yeah, that's the greatest player in the world getting the
benefit of the doubt.
Benefit of the doubt there,
okay.
Right?
Well, anyway, to me, and that was a great. And when they killed that off, you went, okay, good. We feel pretty good now.
Yeah.
Right?
Again, the Bruins did an awful lot of good in this game, except being able again to finish the game off. Let's go to the first goal of the game, the only goal for the Boston Bruins. It ends up coming off the stick of this guy, Pavel Zacha. Make it 3 goals now in 2 nights, folks. Good little bank pass up the ice by Wotherspoon just to relieve the pressure. And even better crossing pass from Dan Hyman. As you like to say, he got his feet moving right away, and that made a difference.
Yeah, it did, and it backed him off a little bit. And a really good play here by Wotherspoon as they're able to get it. But watch, as we're going to see Ceci, he cheats a little bit on Pasta. He's trying to take it away, as Brick had talked about, and all of a sudden now that meant Hyman could get in behind, and the key to as he makes this play, Billy, is where he puts it. He puts it right in the wheelhouse that allows Zacha to let it go.
Again, though, look at the way he pivots and in stride picks up the puck, keeps his speed going. Zacha does get it in a perfect spot.
And the other thing, too, the pass was crisp.
Yeah.
That didn't allow Skinner to get across because it was so quick.
Absolutely. Pavel Zacha in the last 5 games started to produce again. He had 2 last night in Toronto. It was so nice to see there. An assist as well in that time. 58% on his face-off. So encouraging to see Pavel Zacha come back. And again, we didn't know if he was going to play last night in Toronto in the first place. So now he's played 2 games in a row. Bruins will get a day off tomorrow.
Yeah, well needed. And, it's one of those games when you leave the building. If we didn't know the history beforehand, the way that, you're losing these ones late and you're going to overtime, you're losing leads, you'd say, you know what, that's a good point. That was a good game, 3 and 4 nights. You're playing a great hockey team. And it was a good, entertaining game, as you and I had said many times. It kind of felt a little bit like a playoff game, But the problem is you've given up so many leads late, you can't feel good about it.
No, it's something that has to continue to be addressed. All right, let me pretend to be a host here and read. Enter the Boston Bruins Foundation's March to $1 Million 50-50 raffle for your chance to win half of the largest jackpot of the season. Current jackpot is at $267,000, or pretty much how much Barry has in his pocket. Plenty more to come on Bruins Overtime Live. We'll get dressing room reaction to the Bruins OT loss against the Oilers tonight. Plus, Brick is going to go one-on-one as he always does with head coach Jim Montgomery. That's coming up after the break. And later on in Bruins post-game final, we'll take a look at the grand opening of Heritage Hall, which is an experience that all Bruins fans will love. We'll be right back.
Bruins Overtime Live on Nesson is presented by buyatoyota.com. For offers not seen on TV, visit buyatoyota.com.